The last 5 years have been career-defining for Brisbane-based singer-songwriter Will Day as he carves a path in the country music scene, emerging as an authentic force that draws raw emotion to high energy toe-tapping country rock. Will has the creative ability to produce music that stands the test of time. Always a crowd favourite, performing at iconic festivals such as Tamworth Country Music Festival, Gympie Music Muster, Texas Queensland Country Music Festival, and Groundwater Country Music Festival, to perform at rodeos including Winton's Way Out Fest and sold-out Brisbane shows, including his Christmas cruise for 2 years running, has ensured continued popularity. A radio favourite who has gained airplay on major stations, Kick Country, ABC Country, Triple A Murray, Australian Country Radio, iHeart Country Radio, and the Country Club, of course, as well as ads on Spotify, curated playlists including Fresh Country Finds, New Music Friday, and Apple Music's Aussie Country. And Fifth Gear, across multiple singles, have all cemented further well-earned success for Will. Will's passion for country music is undoubtedly strong, constantly releasing heartfelt ballads along with supercharged foot-stomping rockers, has ensured, so I can't read me writing here, has ensured he has continued to build his reputation as one of Australia's premier country music artists, a reputation that has undoubtedly been further cemented with his latest awesome single, Find Myself a Dirt Road, that I played just a minute ago. With a genuine gift for storytelling combined with compelling vocals and the ability to connect with the crowd, Will has become one of this country's foremost artists, and he will undoubtedly be at the cutting edge of country music for a long time to come. I first interviewed Will on the phone back in December of 2019, then again in June and November of 2021, in May of 2022, in March of 2023, and most recently last October. And I'm sincerely delighted to have the opportunity of catching up with him again today. I've got him waiting patiently on the blower, so why don't I bring him on the air without any further delay. Hello, Will. How's it going?
G'day, Harry. I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great. All the better for your dulcet tones coming through the headphones.
Thanks, mate. I was just listening to the intro there, and as usual, thanks for the kind words. But I didn't know it was been that many years since we've been chatting. That's 5 years. That's impressive, mate. It's good. Thanks for the support.
Oh, you're welcome. I like your music, mate, and that's honest. I'm not just. No, thanks so much, mate. And you always give me great support, and I genuinely appreciate that. So good stuff. And I appreciate you releasing all this great music for me to play on my show. It's a symbiotic relationship, mate, as far as I'm concerned. You make the music, I play it.
100%.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, look, just welcome again to the Country Club. It's always great to have you on the show. If this keeps up, I'm going to have to charge a membership fees, but we'll worry about that down the road. All right, now, the song I played before, Find Myself a Dirt Road, your latest single, terrific song. I love it. But I'm interested in the story behind it, so if you could sort of tell us, who'd you write it with, or did you write it on your own? What was your inspiration?
Yeah, 100%, mate. It's so that song, I wrote this song with Jared Adlam, who is my, he's really my long-term producer now. I've done pretty much 90% of my music I've released with Jared, and I've done a bit of writing with him as well. But that single we wrote a few months ago, and Jared brought this kind of chorus idea to the right, and then we weren't sure if we were going to make it like a breakup sort of love song, which is kind of what it became, or something else. But we just thought this notion of using the breakup sort of story or whatever as a I guess a vehicle to get to the, pardon the pun, but a vehicle to get to the story of you sometimes, mate, you've just got to we've got to get out and about and get some fresh air in the lungs and just get your head straight if you've been through something. And and really that's the crux of the song, I suppose. And being country music and being a person that I do a lot of driving through Australia, and I end up on a fair few dirt roads, I thought it just kind of made sense. So, so that was Jared I wrote it with, and he produced it, and he did a great job with the production because I've still got that kind of country rock sound that is very me, but it's a little bit more modern. We just tried a couple of things, so really proud of it.
I detect a little bit of pop influence to this song that I haven't really heard in a lot of your previous stuff.
That's right, mate, and that's the interesting thing for me, because I know that I know that a lot of the songs we chatted about are being pretty guitar heavy, lots of solos, and cause that's who I am. That's at the crux of it. Unless I'm doing like a ballad, which I'm thinking about doing at some point again, but we just thought just about trying something different. It's a little bit shorter than usual. There's no guitar solo, so there is that slightly more pop influence I get. And I think as an artist and a songwriter, you kind of want to, if you're not if you're not trying something slightly different every release, well, it gets a bit kind of stale, you know what I mean? Try and go about it differently, but this one, we're just happy with how it turned out,
Well, that's, I hear where you're coming from, and I have no argument with it. It's a very sensible approach, but what resonates in my head at the moment, having listened to what you just said, I sort of think about Johnny Cash, for example. He very much worked on the principle that if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly right.
He just stuck to one formula and it worked for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's a really interesting thing about music, isn't it?
It is.
If I was Johnny Cash, I wouldn't change it either. But I think for me, the way that it's interesting, because you're creating art at the end of the day. I think sometimes you kind of lose that. Like you're just creating a piece of art. It's an audible piece of art. And I guess I guess it's like, if I went and did like a complete pop record or something, that wouldn't be true to who I am. I'm a country artist, and but as you know, country music these days is what is it, mate? that's the interesting thing.
That's a great question.
And I think I don't mind that. I don't mind that open-ended question because what I think it's done. What I think we're seeing with the genre is, it's brought more people to it. Now, some types of country music aren't everyone's cup of tea, and that's okay. You can live with that. And I thought with this song, it's just a slight difference. It's only subtle changes I think I made with the production, and I think now I'm thinking for the next release, I'm actually recording again next Saturday. I'm thinking about actually doing. I wrote a song in Nashville recently, and I want to record it, and I'm going to add fiddle, and I'm going to add mandolin, and I'm going to go back to a bit more of a country sound. So, it's just about kind of seeing what works and serving the song. I think is really important. Harry,
yeah, I agree. I do it. 100%. But the problem with me is I'm totally old school, and I am a country or rock fan, absolutely down to my toes. That's why I like your music so much, because it's heavy on the rock influence,
Yeah, that's kind of, as I said earlier, that's kind of who I am, when I started want to release my album, that's very guitar driven, and that's when I play live. That's what I do. I put on a high energy country rock show. So I try to be honest, I try to sort of replicate that with what I record, because then if you can match up what you do live realistically with what you record, I think that's what creates like longevity within people following your music. So
when I was playing in bands a long time ago, and we did any recording, someone would suggest something, why don't we put this in or put that in? And the question that immediately followed was, are we going to be able to play it live?
Yep.
And if the answer was no, we wouldn't do it.
Yep.
We wouldn't record it,
And I'll be honest with you, mate, I think that, look, you can pull a lot off live these days, right?
Oh, yeah.
You can use technology.
Yep.
But I truly feel like if you can't sort of, do the song justice live and utilising technology as much as you need to, but if it gets to a point where it's completely, you can't replicate it live, well, I'm in the same boat. I'm sort of like, well, what's the point, I guess?
Exactly.
You might as well just record it and that's fine. You create art and maybe you don't play that song live, but that'd be a shame to me because that's why we do it, to play music on the road and release it. So, yeah, I'm with you there.
It's a great policy, and you know the results you get are absolutely exemplary. As I said,
thank you, mate. Yeah.
Oh no, it's praise where it's due, my friend. Because I'm such a huge fan. I've like I said before when we talked previously, the marriage between country and rock is one that's made in heaven. And I'm sure you agree with that because you obviously do like country rock. So, and I love it.
Yeah, and I think it's a good marriage. It's interesting you mentioned that because you look at the types of country rock throughout that was actually quite mainstream in the 70s and that kind of stuff. Especially with bands like Creedence and that kind of thing. That's really where that sound or that term sort of came from. And I know there was lots of earlier traditional country happening before that, and then they slowly married up over time. And when I was in Nashville recently, I went to the Country Music Hall of Fame, and that was so interesting to me to see. There's just so much that probably, so much history with the genre that I want to know more about too. There's always more to learn about the genre. There's such a rich history, especially in America. But when they started to marry up those two genres, as you said, it's just kind of it's always grown, and it continues to grow now, which I love.
Yeah, you're on the money with that, without a doubt. But what I'm this is just a personal thing, but what I'm hearing at the moment coming out of Nashville, very heavy on pop, most of it.
Yeah, it is, mate. It's very much so, and that's been a real trend for probably for I don't know 3-4 years maybe. I mean, it was a little bit more country rock before that, and then interestingly, Harry, what I find quite encouraging as a country rock artist and less of a pop country artist is that you're seeing artists like Cody Johnson and who is that is country music, and he is I saw him live. He's incredible, and the songwriting and a guy called, I don't know if you know him, but his name's Riley Green. He's coming here in Australia, but I love him because he is, to me, he's the pinnacle at the moment of country rock with the songwriting and the authenticity of country music, but a rock edge, And I think, interesting, mate, I think that's coming around again. It might be, and there might be another, that's just the phase it goes through, isn't it? Which is interesting with music, yeah.
Yeah, it is. I haven't heard of Riley Green, but I just wrote his name down because I am going to check it out. If you reckon he's great with country rock, I want to hear him.
Harry, that's my hot tip for the day, mate. Riley Green, he's I believe he's from Alabama.
Okay.
And he's got some songs that are very, very almost traditional, like sort of ballads with country and that kind of thing. He's got a great song called "Grandpa's Never Died." It's beautiful songwriting. But then he does these songs a little bit more guitar heavy on one of his earlier records, and my ears prick up when I hear that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think you'll like him, mate. Check him out. Yeah,
I will. I will. Yeah. If you're recommending him, mate, I'm going to check him out. There's no doubt about it.
Go for it.
You're pointing me in the right direction without a doubt. Now, there's something about your Denny Mutemaster that I've written down here. Well,
yes, mate.
This is the first one for you.
It is the first one, Harry. It's a festival that I've wanted to play for many years, and I'm really excited to be announced on the lineup this year. And it's such a I respect that festival so much. It's so iconic, and I'm just, to be honest, mate, I'm super excited. And I really am grateful to be playing it. Given the great festival it is, and this year, first year. So
excellent.
Bring it on, mate.
Excellent. Yeah. I mean that is wild. That festival. It's just. I mean, it's nuts, really.
I've heard good things, and obviously I've been before, so I'm looking forward to soaking up and getting amongst it.
Well, many years ago, it's long gone now, but there was a festival here in Victoria, or just outside of Melbourne, at a place called Broadford, and it was run by the Hells Angels, and they always booked. It wasn't a country thing, but they always booked the best bands they could find, and it was just a go-to festival if you wanted to hear some great music.
Yeah.
And I reckon the Denny Ute Muster is the country version of that, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, right, yeah. Because, you know, like, I mean, I think when we've spoken before, I've always wanted to get to Victoria and play shows and you know, it's just about trying to find the right area, the right venue, and, you know, the right, you know, person to play the show with you. And Denny's the obvious one, you know, so... And all I hear is good things about Denny, so yeah, can't wait, mate.
So do I. It's, you know, it has become certainly one of the go-to festivals in Australia.
Yeah, I cannot wait. It'd be fantastic.
Yeah, well, break a leg, mate. I hope you go gangbusters there, and I'm sure you will.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's going to be good.
Because I reckon that, you know, the type of stuff that you play would absolutely kill it at the Denny Ute Muster. They'd love it.
Yeah, I know it's got that kind of country rock vibe going. A lot of artists doing that kind of thing. So yeah, hoping it goes down well, and I'll give it my everything as I do every time. So yeah it's going to be good.
Terrific stuff. Now I just want to ask you quickly, how was your trip to Nashville? Did you get everything done you wanted to get done?
I did, Harry. It was honestly, mate. It was absolutely incredible.
Great.
My first time there, sort of as an artist, really. So I came back with a bunch of songs, a bunch of co-writing. I did a couple of showcases. I also presented at a conference and for my work, and it was just, you know, it'd take half hour to tell you about the whole trip, but mate, I tell you what, it's I just want to go back every year now, just to get that injection of creativity, which is really inspiring. So absolutely fantastic time.
You should join all those Aussies that are over there that live there now.
Well, I wrote with Troy Kemp and a good mate of mine, and I did a bunch of writing with made some great American friends and wrote some songs, which was really fun, you know.
Yeah.
When you're writing about stuff from, you know, it's interesting. You write songs with American writers, and there's a lot of language barriers there with, you know, slang or words we wouldn't say, and they wouldn't say of ours. So it's an interesting process, the creative one. Yeah,
I bet it is. But it would be. I think it would be a very rewarding experience. You know, to work with those people.
It really was, mate. And look, at the end of the day, it's, you know, that's the beautiful thing about country music is that the storytelling behind it. I don't care what sort of country it is, how you want to label it.
Yep.
There needs to be a story, and that's what I love about it. That's what I love about Nashville. These people are just writing great stories every day, and it's just nice to get there and get just a taste of it was awesome.
Yeah, terrific. I heard that APRA had to open an office in Nashville because there were so many Aussies there writing, co-writing, and you know.
Yep, they've got. I didn't get to the office, but I did meet a gentleman who works at APRA. Well, he looks after a few APRA offices in North America, and it's incredible, really. There's just so many Australians. They just seem, you know, doing really well, by the way, over there, which is great to see.
Yeah. There was a movie I saw a while ago with Jessie Buckley, I think, about this, you know, Scottish girl who wanted to go to Nashville, and she finished up there, and she was talking to someone about, you know, being in Nashville, and the person said the place is full of Australians and New Zealanders.
It's not far off the money, mate. There's a lot of us over there, and especially at CMA Fest time, there's a real influx. But what I loved about my trip was everyone was just so welcoming and hospitable. Great Southern hospitality, and great people. Yeah,
they're such nice people. All the Americans I've met, you know, they're just really, really nice people, generous, you know, good-humoured, you know, great, just nice people to be around. Very much like us, you know.
They are very much like us, and everyone says g'day, you know.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of similarities there, and just a lot of friendliness, which, you know, it's pretty infectious. Actually, it's great.
Yeah, that's on my bucket list. I mean, I'm getting on a bit now in years, but geez, I'd love to go to Nashville for, you know, a month or two.
Mate, I reckon you love it. You know,
I reckon I would. Yeah.
You walk around Broadway and the honky tonks are it's incredible. Music all day and night. So, see if you can tick that one off, mate. You'd love it.
I reckon. As soon as I can afford it, I'll get there.
Exactly right. I hope that you can make it happen.
Okay. Look, we're just about out of time, Will, so I'll have to wind it up, unfortunately. I'd love to keep talking with you, but I'm sure we'll get another chance, you know, not too far down the track, have another chat with you.
Yeah,
Right,
I'm sure
yeah.
we will, mate. Sorry, just cut out there, but I'm sure we will. And always love our chats, and thanks for supporting, country music as always, and also, shout out to your listeners, Harry, from the Country Club.
Yeah.
I know you got some loyal listeners, so shout out to them, and thanks for hearing my stuff. It means a lot.
Excellent, no worries. Thank you, and thank you so much, Will, for taking the time to have this chat with me on a Sunday afternoon.
My pleasure, mate. Always good.
And I'll let you get back to your family or whatever you were doing before I interrupted it.
Good on you, Harry. Appreciate it.
All right, Will, look after yourself. All the best, mate.
You too. See you, mate. Bye.
Okay, bye, Will.